So remember that at this point we're in page 1157, chapter 3, while Cosette and Toussaint sleep. Remember, Jean Valjean just got a message from Gavroche, for Cosette, which is from Marius, and he did learn where Marius was, that he was at that barricade that has a lot of action going on. So chapter 3, while Cosette and Toussaint sleep. Jean Valjean went in with Marius' letter. He groped his way upstairs, pleased with the darkness, like an owl that holds his prey opened, and softly closed the door. Excuse me. Listened to see if he heard any sound, established that, to all appearances, Cosette and Toussaint were asleep, plunged 3 or 4 matches into the bottle of the fumade tinderbox before he managed to raise a spark. His hand was trembling so much. There was theft in what he had just done. At last his candle was lit. He leaned his elbows on the table, unfolded the paper, and read. In violent emotions, we do not read, we prostrate the paper we hold. So to speak, we strangle it like a victim. We crush the paper. We bury the nails of our wrath, of our delight in it. We race to the end. We leap to the beginning. Attention is fevered. It understands the essentials wholesale. Almost, it seizes a point, and all the rest disappears. In Marius' note to Cosette, Jean Valjean saw only these words: I will die. When you read this, my soul will be near you. Faced with these 2 lines, he was in a horrible turmoil. He sat for a moment as if crushed by the change of emotion occurring within him. He looked at Marius' note with a sort of drunken surprise. He had before his eyes that marvel, the death of the hated being. He uttered a hideous cry of inward joy. So it was finished. The end was coming sooner than he had dared to hope. The being who encumbered his destiny was disappearing. He was going away on his own, freely of his own accord, without any intervention on his, Jean Valjean's part, though through no fault of his. That man was about to die. Perhaps even he was already dead. Here his fever began to calculate. No, he's not dead yet. The letter was evidently written to be read by Cosette in the morning, since those 2 rounds of firing heard between 11 o'clock and midnight. There had been nothing. The barricade will not be seriously attacked till daybreak. But that makes no difference. For the moment that man got mixed up with his war, he was lost. He's caught in the net. Jean Valjean felt that he was delivered, so he would find himself alone once more with Cosette. Rivalry ceased. The future began again. He merely had to keep the note in his pocket. Cosette would never know what had become of that man. I merely have to let things take their course. The man cannot escape. If he isn't dead yet, he surely will die. How fortunate! When all this was said within him, he became gloomy. Then he went down and awakened the doorkeeper. About an hour later, Jean Valjean went out in the full dress of a National Guard and armed. The doorkeeper had easily found in the neighborhood what was necessary to complete his equipment. He had a loaded musket and a cartridge box full of cartridges. He headed toward La Halles. So Jean Valjean knows that most likely Marius is dead, as far as, because they won't win, and so originally he kind of felt good about that. He kind of felt like, hey, I don't even have to do anything, the problem's solved. But then his conscience got the better of him, and so he put on his uniform in order to go and help Marius out, because he loves Cosette.